Nice. Someone pointed out last video in my DMs that the green lime color looked ugly, and I agree. So, you know, I fixed it. It's not as reprehensible anymore. Anyways, so, yeah, hello. New video. Anyways, the orange team can try to make some advances back against the red team since they're at war, if you missed that. And then create those two encirclement threats. So red team crushes them before attempting to snake along the coast towards this one city. They don't entirely reach it, but they're very close and there's no good defense for it. So I'd say orange team's time is almost done, since red team is making advances through the desert to the last city. RIP orange team. Not yet. They're almost dead. So while this war is going on, despite having just broken off from blue team, green team is rather pro blue team. It's just they want their own autonomy, since the people in blue team are not the same people as in green team. So they'll be exploring a little. Be exploring a lot. This is some of the most exploration they've done. They won't be exploring much down here into the desert, but they will explore down into these mountainous areas. So this war's been going on for like a year now, right? There's a bunch of refugees, and they've been camping out in blue team. So I'm just telling you where the refugees go. That might be important later. Yeah. So blue team is they've stabilized quite a bit, so they're now good to be expanding again. Not up here anymore. Their colony across the pond is gone. But still, they'll do a little bit of expansion here and up here. And I'd say that's all. And red team, as well, is going to be doing its own expansion down into the desert. Though that's all they're going to take because their efforts are mostly focused on the war. Which, by the way, they pushed the orange out of the mainland, but they still can't reach that island, so they'll just annex the land here. They're still at war with orange team, but they don't want to be fighting anymore because of the amount of people they've lost. So red team's a little less worried about blue team now, and blue team's a little less worried about red team because red team's new leader from at the beginning of the series, which would be about like 6 years ago now, has seen the importance of not making war with the blue team, because if they do, they'd almost certainly lose. Well, I actually don't know at this point if they lose. They probably would, like, they might win actually. That team's pretty powerful. If I was to do a power ranking, which I won't, I'd say blue team would be number 2. Red team number 3. No, red team number 1, green team number 3, and orange team number 4. Yeah. So, be a little bit of border gore down here, because they want that. And green team is now also going to expand, because green team is very stable actually, and this is very far away from blue team. Yes, they won't have much communication with the mainland, so green team is going to be able to safely annex it without anyone noticing or caring. Again, blue team knew that they would lose that at some point, either now or much later, so they don't care. Blue team has a whole other continent to be expanding on. Honestly, I'd say... Oh, wrong layer. But they're gonna stop expanding there. And just create new cities time. New city up here and a new... None in here, that's desert. And one down here. And one down here. A border town. Some border towns are being created on both sides. Yeah, there. Anyways, so Orange Team, and its very weakened state, is going to get naval invaded. I gotta hide the city layers for this. They're very similar colors. Naval invaded. Like up here, and the king is gonna be killed. So, in the city is gonna be demoted to just a regular city now. And that's gonna get annexed by Red Team. Now the people there are still very mad at Red Team, but they can't really do anything about it because Red Team's gotten stronger since when the war initially broke out, so... Wah, 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 wah. That's them right now. So, yeah, Blue Team and Red Team are going to develop some friendly relations, and Green Team, actually, is going to... Actually, I don't know what I was going to say that they're going to do. Probably, they're not going to ally with Blue Team. They're, like, not really enemies, but they're not really allies. They're neutral. So, still going to be pockets of orange resistance, like down here in the desert, but it's going to be small enough and unimportant enough that I'm not going to mark it on the map. The war's ended, effectively. So, Red Team, at this point, is good. I said that they weren't going to expand more, but now that the war's ended, they're going to expand like this. And that's probably where they're going to hold off anymore, because if they do, they're going to die, you know? So, you know. What to do with this episode? Should have written a script for this, actually. Oh well. Well. Wait, no, they have this again, so Red Team can start launching explorations again off of this island like they originally were. Back when they acquired this island before the Civil War started. So their boats have gotten a lot better. Like, their boats have been... Like, I'd say that this is a sort of, kind of, industrial boom for them. I mean, not much is really changing. Most people don't have boats. Most people live in port cities here, actually. But not all of them are like fishermen who have boats. So Red Team's gonna explore up here. Probably the place with the largest boat industry would be this. The two countries with the largest, two areas with the largest boat industry would be this island here and this natural harbor here. And the Red Team are gonna strike land with, and they're not gonna tell anyone that they struck land, because this is a strategic advantage if they don't tell anyone that they struck land. So we're going to annex a little bit of it. Not much, just this small colony. And launch expeditions up here. They know from the locals of the country to the locals tell of a large country to the west. They used to be ruled by another powerful country to the south. Not west. Yeah, west. And the red team explorers pieced this together as I'm describing green team, so they decided not to go west because who knows what would happen if they had a land border with green team. Big old colony. This is gonna be like a nothing burger episode, bro. We're gonna make a city here and a city here. This is also gonna be a place where they're also launching expeditions from. Also, blue team is gonna launch expeditions. I need to cut that out. Anyways, they're gonna launch expeditions up here from their northeastern coast to try and strike land. They assume that this is another ocean. It's also in a long time, if these countries still exist, they will become very rich because of factors that they don't know about. So as it gets drier and drier as they go north by land, they decide to stop going by north and focus on those boat expeditions, in which they hit land north above green team, but they know what happened last time they did make a colony up here on this land mass. So they won't. And they'll be going up and hitting even more land, but this is even farther away, so this would be even stupider to try and annex. So they're gonna go farther up. This is just to explore, you know? They're exploring. But they are going to cling by the coast by boat to explore some of it before they redivert to exploring more north, and then they give up at this point because they found nothing. Red team will be doing similar things out here into the ocean, because red team is kind of stupid. Red team doesn't know if they're overstepping their boundaries or not. They just expand with no regard for stability, as is evident by them already having a civil war. And yeah, they find nothing. They go in a bunch of directions and find nothing. So they decide, yeah, bro, secret people, to just keep exploring up along this coast. They discover these islands. They're gonna annex those, but you can't really tell. And they've discovered this edge of the peninsula. So they're gonna crap. We can re-explore up here. They forgot briefly, bro. So they're gonna expand a little more. And take this up here. Not the area in between it, that'd be too much to manage. And launch more expeditions out west. They discover this. This isn't important to them right now. And nope, still nothing. So they travel more north in hopes of finding more land, but they hit the edge this time. So they send their boats north and discover this landmass. which is absolutely too far away for them to govern, and also absolutely too far away for them to return. So after the exploration, these explorers are gonna break off and form this pinkish, reddish pink team.